geeks, welcome to the Crawdad Lake, and today I am here with my best friend,
Diamonds and Emeralds, hello.
And today we have noticed while watching Moriah Elizabeth's newest episode on needle felting that she was needle felting and she was doing it completely wrong. Well, I didn't realize it, they did, because they needle felt.
Yes, and by the way, I am no way a professional at it. I just can say with confidence, give me 1 second, that I do needle felt. And I did have to watch a few tutorial videos, I believe, unlike she did, on needle felting so that I can get a general grasp of it, and these were things that I heard from that experience and also just from learning it myself.
This is nowhere near a hate video for Moriah. We are both fans of her work and we do watch her every week. I've been watching her for 2 years. If you want proof of that, click the iCard. I don't know what corner it's in. And I unboxed my pickle plush last year in May. So yeah. So we're just gonna be going through the video, giving some little critiques. Well, I'm not, they are. Once again, they do the craft. And we're just gonna do that, so hit play when you're ready.
Alright. Piggy vibes.
Hey, it's me. Today I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different.
Oh yeah, the computer's over here, so we're looking that way, because that's where the computer is.
Trying something I have never tried before.
And it tells, shows.
Painting, or painting with wool, or wool painting. I don't know.
You're needle felting. You're needle felting but on a flat surface. Easier way to put it.
Also, fun fact that they told me, needle felting flat is harder than needle felting a 3D object.
You can't shape out your objects, and the way that she did the outline, you're not supposed to do.
The whole voodoo doll thing. I was never that interested in it because it seems super
with this boy, you can't take it from the side, you have to take it from the top. If that makes any sense, because you get these lengthy pieces, let's say that this, you get these lengthy pieces of wool, and then you have to pull it up instead of pulling it from the side. Technically, you can make an outline out of that, but that is so much more difficult, I can assure you. Even though it doesn't seem it, it's going to end up making your things fall apart, including another thing that she does in this video, but we'll get there.
This looks slightly less time consuming to do. I want to try it. Is that okay? Am I allowed? Can I try?
Don't say
too?
no.
Is that okay?
No.
I don't know who started it, but I want to do it. So
Do any sort of research first. Anything.
Just a bunch of stuff online that I have no idea how to use, but we're gonna figure it out together. So let's just jump into this.
Let's just jump into it, guys.
Let's just jump into it.
I don't know what this is gonna be like.
Big
Let's
channel over
get
millions
started.
of subs.
Okay, bringing in my box of things.
Mysterious things.
What is all of this? Well, I know what that
Tell
is.
me.
That's bubble wrap. Sure, go ahead and take some time to play with the bubble wrap. We can all wait for you. Nobody's got plans today, right? Okay, get rid of that. Thank you.
I don't.
Now, I got this box on Amazon. It's supposed to be a starter kit for beginners. I quickly realized.
By the way, this isn't the one that I have, just so you know.
The sculptural type of needle felting. We're gonna work with it anyway. We have a book here with many different words. Let's pretend I read that. And then we've got a.
If she did read it, then she'd get a few more tips,
How do you
that's for
use
sure.
stencils for this? I don't know. I guess
And
I
also,
won't
if you don't
be
even know
using
how to use
those.
stencils for needle felting, why are
I know
you...
what this is. It's
Stencils are the easiest way to do it.
trying to
Styrofoam.
think of what that's called. You use this
Styrofoam.
basically as the back
Styrofoam.
to stab your needle into. Then we have this little treasure box, and here we are. This is going to be my
I have a singing
primary
competition tomorrow,
weapon.
hi.
It's like 8 or so very
I
long
don't.
needles stuck in a handle. Yes,
You
it's
know,
good
you're
and
coming
sharp.
with
Kinda
That's called a
hurts,
needle pen.
But it kind of
Or
hurts
at
good.
least
And here's what I mean
where I
about
found
the
it.
stabbing.
I don't actually have
Yeah,
one.
I'm a
Needle
little
pen.
too excited by that.
Needle pen.
They also provide this finger protector thing so that you don't stab yourself.
And those are really, really hard to use. Yeah.
I wanted you to talk, so I paused it.
Oh. Those are a lot harder to use using the finger things, but they do protect you. I would say use them at your own discretion. I guess it's the same the other way. I personally don't use them a lot because they're really hard to use, and honestly, most of them don't fit on my fingers. So, they fit on yours. But they do stop you from stabbing yourself. But did she put that on the right hand? Isn't she left-handed?
Yeah, she is.
You're not supposed to put it on the one where you're holding the needle, by the way. If you do use them, you're supposed to use the one that's holding, like your hand that's holding the craft. And you should definitely hit with your dominant hand. This is my dominant hand. This is. Just so you know.
I eat it.
You said pork. I'm sorry.
Probably a good idea to use this, but am I going to? No. It's very uncomfortable, honestly, and my fingers prefer to work in the nude. Then there's this. It's a set of cutters for something. Tweezers.
Those sets of cutters are for detaching the wool. Like I said, when you get like this long strip of wool, you're supposed to pull it from the top, not from the you use those cutters to assist. Not to sound like but I personally don't use it. I'm pretty good at just detaching how much wool I need, or honestly, if you have a little bit too much wool, then whoops, you got a bigger project. It's whatever. You can always add. You can't really take away. Well, I mean, technically you can, but it's a little difficult, so yeah.
Tweezers for another thing. What
That's for
looks to be a
holding
bunch of
the
spare needles.
project, I believe.
I love how
But I
I'm
didn't actually get
surprised
one of
that
those.
they're sharp. And this is just a single needle stabber
That's one that I have, but that is
I'm
not
guessing
the
for
one that she
more
uses later in the
precision.
video, which is
And
weird
a
to me.
pair of pliers. What for? I don't know. All right.
Probably
well, that was
also
all
for
very
holding the
informative. Great.
project,
The rest
or
of this
taking
is
out wool.
clearly the wool. I was a little nervous that this stuff was gonna give me the creeps because I'm one of those people who gets the heebie-jeebies from things like cotton balls. Oh, I hate cotton balls.
Just to say, I don't think that this is a one of those people kind of thing. I've never heard of somebody scared of cotton balls.
The experience of touching it. Now, this does look like a
That
lot
looks
of
nice.
wool,
That looks like
but
if you
I got
Buffalo
a
Bill the
full
Grinch.
second set just to be safe that I had enough of each color to work with. And look at that. This set of wool is pretty much the exact same feel and texture. Okay, first step, I'm gonna pick out my colors. I like to work with many different colors at once. This looks good. Now that I've got all my colors
Those are really
picked out,
obnoxious
I'm gonna
colors,
set
just
those
throwing that out there.
aside and get my surface
rainbow.
ready. I already
It's
knew
obnoxious.
that you have to start out with a piece of
But that's a
felt
personal
as your
opinion.
base,
That doesn't-
as a canvas, if you will. This felt did not come
It's literally
in the
in the
kits.
colors of the
Luckily, I
pride
keep
flag.
a small hoard always.
Which happens
I also
to be a
have
rainbow.
This,
There's a
which,
difference.
again,
Also,
did
the rest of the
not
shirt is
come
black.
in the
No,
kit.
I'm wearing black
It's
pants.
an embroidery hoop.
That was
I
my
felt
leg, by
like
the way.
It might be a nice
I'm
option
wearing
to kind of
clothes.
frame my artwork, so I just
I'd assume.
loosely traced around that and cut out
No,
the
don't beat
approximate
yourself.
area that I have to work with. Bye for now. This
By the
is
way,
all
I'm
I
not
need
sure what the
for
purpose
right
of the
now.
embroidery
Well,
is.
this and
is it
my
that
stabbing
hard to
pad.
just cut
Forgive
off the
my
extra, but
incorrect
whatever.
terminology.
I mean, I guess whatever
Because
helps
I know what I'm
at that point.
This is the one that came in the kit, but it's a little bit smaller than I would like. That's okay, because I have this one. Oh,
Felting pad is a little harder to
It's
use
called
than
a felting pad.
Learning how to
Styrofoam
go.
block.
Now we're
Yeah.
ready to get this
Just so
show
you know.
on the road.
Look at me, I'm
Finally,
learning.
We've been watching straight
Good
up
job.
nonsense up to this point. I'm
You've
gonna
learned one
start with
vocabulary
this
word.
Lovely dark
Sorry.
pink wool. You just take a smallish.
See, what she
clump
does
of
here is she pulls it
wool.
apart
I
from the
guess this
side.
is
Like I
enough.
said, don't do
know.
that.
Use your instincts. Break out your multi-stabber and then simply start stabbing it. It does make
She
some
should've-
lovely crunchy sounds. You like it?
See, the way that she's doing this is
No.
she's slightly tilting it, which isn't good. Okay, taking my project again. When you want to go straight up and down, you do not, unless you're going from the side, you do not want to tilt it at all. You just nodding along, I love that.
What else am I supposed to do?
Fair. You can risk breaking your needle that way, and if you break it within the project, then that kind of sucks. But also, it's just, it felts it a lot better, and it has wispies. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it can stop little wispies from happening as long as you do it enough. I'm kind of impatient and will often not needle felt me things enough. It's an issue that I'm working on, I promise.
I quite like it as well. And basically, as you continually
Also,
stab the wool,
she's doing this
the
very
needles
sheer, and I'm not
push
really sure
and
why.
Leave it through the felt, securing it in place. And I'm
And you
just
can see
gonna
her
start
depending too
adding
much on
and
the felting
blending
pad
in
here.
more colors and building up the wool to create my
That's probably because
background
she's using
layer.
too big
I guess
pieces of
I got
wool,
a
because she's
little
not pulling
too
it from the top.
aggressive there with my stabbing because I broke one of the needles. That's
I
why they
wonder
give you so
why.
many replacements. So here I've created a kind of dark to light pink transition, but I'm going to completely cover up that light pink area with orange because I realize I don't have enough room for it. I'm trying to
I don't
blend the
understand why
colors
she didn't just
together
take
a
off the
little
wool.
bit by adding thin strands of each color kind
It's
of
not that
back
hard, I
and forth
promise.
and over and under each other. And honestly, I'm getting it, you know? I'm
When she first
starting to
posted
get
the
the
part, it
hang
looks
of
like
this
clay.
pretty quickly. It's a very
Yeah,
intuitive
that
and easy
not
process.
what you're supposed to do.
The only thing I
Yeah.
was really worried about at this point was accidentally stabbing myself with 8 very sharp needles.
Her, who was like
Thankfully,
4
I
feet away
somehow
from that actual
to
needle.
avoid that, which, considering my level of clumsiness, it's
I like her sweater there.
shocking. If you haven't already
That's the
guessed,
tie-dye
I'm
video.
creating a rainbow gradient
Hi, I've been watching since
background.
2018.
Give you a second to recover
Hi, I
from your
binge watched
shock
most of her
and
videos
disbelief.
in,
I really
like,
wasn't
3 days.
sure how much I was going to enjoy this process because clearly it is very repetitive and somewhat tedious. Sometimes activities like
I mean,
that
with
for
the
me
flat
tend to
ones, with
make
the
me
3D
feel
ones,
like
it's
I'm
not
dying
repetitive.
inside, slowly
Tedious,
and
sure, but
painfully.
not repetitive,
But
right?
in this case, it's
Yeah, not really. I mean,
completely
when you're first
mind-numbingly
doing the base of it, like what would
easy,
be his
but it's
head,
not too difficult
sometimes
either.
it can be a
And
little
you do
repetitive,
make
and when you're
quick enough
redoing it for like
progress
what
for it
would
to
be like
satisfying.
his snout
So
or his
it
ears,
doesn't have that
it
kind of never
kind of,
ending,
but
hopeless feeling. And
not
that's
exactly.
my description
It's
of how
still
painting with
interesting
wool
since you're
makes
moving
me
it around
feel.
and you're
Please
doing
come
so
back
much with your
next
hands.
week for my next therapy session.
Don't think that you
Okay,
can
and this
multitask
is how
unless
the
you're just
background
watching
is
something
looking.
well needle
Oh, I'm
felting,
gonna do a
because it
couple
kind of is a
bonus
hands-on experience.
stabs just for good measure. Good practice right there. That looks about done.
And you
I
can see
guess.
her,
And
again,
now
depending
for
too much on the
subject of this
felting pad.
painting. I'm bringing out the white wool, and I'm going to use some very thin strands to.
Do you see how she
create an
almost does it there?
outline,
Like
a
she
sketch
almost
of sorts.
just pulls it regularly,
It's a bunny.
and then she
I'm
doesn't?
going high concept for this piece. As you can see, it's really just a matter of building
I
up
shouldn't
the
say regularly,
wool.
I should
The
say
only
correctly.
problem was I did run out of the white wool. I used both of the bags that I had, and they were still just barely enough to fully fill in this bunny head. So if
Honestly,
you
the
do
bunny
try
head is
this
kind of,
yourself
like,
and you
huge.
get these little
But
tiny bags of wool,
once again,
one
he's
bag
small.
of wool equals 1/2 of a bunny head. Okay, remember that. Keep watching for more very helpful tips.
Helpful
All right,
to who?
bunny head is done. I'm out of white wool.
Maybe beginners
so it
who
kinda has to
have
be. And now I'm just gonna
way
start
too bad of an
throwing
attention
on
span
some
to
little
actually watch a real
details,
video on
which
this,
I was a
of somebody
little bit
who
nervous
knows what they're
about,
doing.
But it's really more of the same thing. You kind of just form the wool into the shape you want using your little fingers, stab it a few hundred times, and bada bing, it's there. I thought that I would end up using the single needle for more of this, but I
don't like
actually
how she
didn't
curls it
like
up.
using that
Like, that's
at
weird.
all. It takes 8 times as long to make any kind
You're
of progress.
felting it
so
together.
I really
You just
stuck
rolling
with
it
the
together.
big
It's gonna
boy
be
for the entire
a roll of
time,
it. It's
even
not
for
gonna,
placing very
like, his
small
eyes,
details,
they're
like those little whiskers.
felted together.
Okay,
It's not a
bunny
roll of
face
something.
is done.
Hi.
Also, it's probably sticking
it needs
out a
a
lot.
little accessory. So
I mean, I
took
can't really
some
tell from the
purple
video,
wool
but-
and created the shape of a little bow, which did make this bunny look strangely familiar. Okay, it's not Hello Kitty.
It's My
Hello
Melody.
Bunny.
See, this is the
And
part that
she
ticked
is
me
a
off.
completely
Don't compare it
unique
to Hello
individual
Kitty when
with
My
her own
Melody is a better
identity, so let's
comparison.
not
Come on.
compare the two. Comparison's
Welcome
perfect.
to my
All right, now
TikTok.
just going around the edges and securing any loose hairs. Gotta take care of all those wispies. And guess
Wispy.
what? Today I'm launching the brand
Pickle
new
figurine.
Pickle
I actually got this
Dinosaur
hours
collectible
ago
vinyl
because I'm a
figurine
part of the mailing
available for
list.
pre-order.
I got it because
Lovely little
their
guys
email
will be
is on my
shipping out
phone.
in June. Oh, that little face. He makes the perfect.
Yeah, if I had,
display piece
$30 to
if you need
spare,
a
I'd
little
get it.
pickle
But,
in
I
your
kind of
life.
don't
In
because
addition,
I'm
if you order
unemployed
between
and
April
young, so
23rd and May 3rd,
You
you'll
know,
be entered
it's
to
I'll be able to get I'll be able to get a
signed
job next year,
figurine
though, so.
signed by me. I'll be signing it for you. As
Well,
always,
actually,
the
this
link
year.
for this is in the
Yeah, I forgot I'm
description.
turning that
Now,
age this
I
year.
just need
Whoops.
to peel this up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, it feels stuck.
And
All
this
right,
is
don't
this is
panic.
where I
We're
saw it
just
the
gonna
first.
careful-
This is where I saw it the first watch through. This is what I was talking about, which she's depending too much on the felt or like the felting pad. There's like a whole that's probably like about an inch of extra wool there that she just felted into the felting pad. The felting pad is not a part of the project. Just so you guys know. That's why when you're picking this up and moving this around and you really just have like your styrofoam block or your felting pad as a safety net. I only ever like really felt into I usually use styrofoam. I only ever felt into the styrofoam when I'm making like really small details because I can pick that up and then there will be like wispies, that's what she called it. Wispies that I can felt into it.
Fully peel the felt off the stabbing cushion. Wait, felting pad. It was
Stabbing cushion. I like
more
that.
firmly than I expected, but it did completely peel off without incident, leaving these very interesting fuzz spikes coming
That's why
out
you
the
don't
back.
felt into the pad.
Fascinating. Clearly, we've got
Unless
to
you
do
need
something
those little
about
spikes,
those
but they're not-
scraggly edges,
she's
and that's
not
where
felting
the
that into anything.
embroidery hoop comes in. I'm just gonna open that up, place it around.
I'm still convinced that she
and
bought
those
the
whiskers
felt
are
or the
really close
embroidery
to that
hook.
edge, annoyingly
Hook.
close.
Hook.
Luckily,
Hoop.
I learned
Hoop.
that
Thank you
painting
for
with
that.
wool is quite forgiving. I just went back and shortened the whiskers by going over them with the
It won't be
background color,
forgiving.
and you would never know any different. Okay, let's try that again.
I think I missed the
can
part where she
live with
cut it.
that.
Did I?
Okay, so just close this up.
She's
Ooh,
about to.
ooh.
Well, yeah, she's about to cut
This
the edge
was
of it, but
actually a
before
lot harder
she cut off a
than
piece
I
of the
thought it
wool,
would be,
not supposed to do
because
that.
the wool-
Okay, I mean, you're not supposed to cut the wool because the way that the wool works, when you pull it apart, it ends up working a lot better because there's actually parts that you can knot into each other. This boy has like a little bit of texture because he's knotted into himself. That sounds so bad, but I promise it makes sense. You don't want to cut it because then you're gonna have a straight edge. That's think of when
You're fairy knotting the wool.
yes. Think of when like okay, here, let me grab your hair. Their hair is very, you know, there's like different lengths of it and stuff, or not lengths, but you know, it has some sort of thing. It's not just straight across. If it was straight like this, then that doesn't look right. But since it's not, it looks a lot more normal, and it ends up, you know, doing things like going into a ponytail better. That's the best example that I can give, so then I'm actually talking about something that makes sense. A lot of times I don't make sense. It's a terminology that I made up because I stopped watching videos on it. I mostly just try to do it by myself now. And I'll see if I'm making a mistake if I ever need to try something new. Which is what she should have done. Just saying.
A couple of tutorials would have helped.
One tutorial would have helped.
Wool adds so much thickness. It makes it quite difficult to close, but I did get it secured in there. And now we can go around and trim off.
By the
that
way, she's not
crazy
embroidering
excess
at all.
fuzz.
I'm not
It's
sure
like
why she needed an
clown
embroidery
hair.
hook.
There we are. My first wool painting project complete. I did
I think it was
start
mostly just for the
simple here,
frame.
but I think
Her
for my
whispers
first
aren't
time
even.
trying this, it turned out really
I didn't
cute.
realize that.
I'm happy with it.
I mean,
And
his
do
nostrils
like
aren't
how
even, I get it,
gives
but
it a nice, neat,
kinda funny.
and complete look. So, wow, look at that. I think we have time for another one. Back to our
Sadly.
wool box. I'm gonna grab a new set of colors here. Pretty much the same colors, but in pastel version. And we're starting again with pad felt green embroidery hoop this time. Cutting a nice circle out. Da, 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 da,
Projects
da,
are, like,
da, da.
huge.
For this
I'm not
one,
sure why.
I'm gonna
Like, why
throw
she needs to
on
make them so big.
thick hunk of cream colored wool, and then I'm going to try to create a nice gentle gradient into a very light pink color. I really didn't think that I was going to have time to do more than one of these wool paintings in a video, but these actually went a lot
Dude,
faster
she's like
than I
jabbing
expected.
it into the
Granted,
felt. I'm
I
not
am
sure
doing
why she's
pretty
going
simple
so
designs
hard.
here,
There's
but
no
this is
point.
actually one of the fastest
It's soft.
projects
You can
I've done
put
in
just
a
the
long
tip of the
time.
needle into
You don't
it.
even have to wait for the paint to dry.
Why her
It's
things keep on
incredible.
breaking?
Okay, background
Besides
done.
her,
Now,
you
since
know,
I had some
just
placement
felting
issues
wrong,
with
but
the last
whatever.
one, I'm bringing in my hoop to use it as a guide while I create the outline.
As
And
the
I think
hoop
I'm gonna
moves
try to
around.
create a cupcake this
No, it's such a
time.
great
Very
guide when the
odd
guide
looking
moves around
cupcake
and
right
stops
now.
being a
It's
guide.
interesting. I'll just fill in
Me.
roughly the shape.
Me
and
as a
then I'll
tourist,
focus more
or
of my
a
attention
touring
on
person,
finishing that
whatever that's called.
liner. Once I have the wool
A
built
A
up
tour
enough,
guide?
A tour
I'm gonna
guide,
add
thank
in
you.
little
I'm dumb.
lines, fat
You're not
lines.
dumb.
Okay. Luckily,
It's
those are
vocabulary
secured fully,
goer.
so I'll just take that off and try again. Now those are so
You see how
wispy
she was
and
a-
thin, you can't
or
even
she was,
see
like,
them.
able to
Maybe
take that
in a
off?
darker
That's what she
color?
could have done
That
a
looks
while
little
ago.
bit
I don't
obnoxious,
remember what the
but
example
sure,
was, but
we'll
there
go
was an
with that.
example.
Oh, I actually hate how that looks. Okay, I can't take
Stop
that
cutting
anymore,
it.
so I decided
You're-
to just use both of them on
That's
there
why you-
and kind of
You can
blend
shape
them
the wool to
together
the
and
right
maybe they'll
size,
even
I
each other
promise.
out. All right,
If
that
you
kinda
have
works.
wispies,
Now,
then
for
you
the
can cut them.
actual
You can cut
frosting
those
of the
off because that won't
cupcake, I
affect the
didn't
product.
have a very
But because
distinct
she cut it off,
plan,
that part
so
is
I
now
just
weaker.
kinda started
The-
stuffing all the colors inside the frosting shape, and basically I just ended up
As someone who has no
creating a
idea
big
what I'm
blob
doing,
of
I know
clumpy
that she's
colors,
doing
and
wrong
it looks
things.
real stupid. Uh-oh, am I getting worse at this?
Yes.
And then I was like, all right, well, let's just try to blend these colors together a little bit.
Thank you for agreeing with me.
And see if that helps. But,
How do we not
yeah,
script
no.
this out?
So I brought in the darker colors of wool, and let's
Like,
just
I'm-
give it
I'm
some
sure she's doing
structure
this
so you
wrong,
can
but I do
actually
like the
tell what's
outlines. They're
going
quite
on.
pretty.
There we go.
Yeah,
It's already
the
starting
outlines
to
are
look a
nice,
little
but
bit better.
like I
So
said,
just
she's not doing it in the right way.
creating this outline, and I actually blended colors within the outline.
And it
to
looks
kind of
nice because of the way
follow
that
the
she's
colors
felting. She's
that were
felting
on the
flat.
inside
I couldn't
of
add an
the
outline around
Do
him
you
because
know
he's
what I
not
mean
outlined.
at all?
He's not flat.
3D
Anyway,
go
I think this ended up
3D
looking
go
pretty cool.
I could have
And
added,
to
like, shading
bring
or
it all
something, but
together,
since it's in
added
real
a
life, I feel
big
no need to.
red cherry on top, threw on
I'll figure it out
a
later.
sweet little green stem. Oh, now it looks good.
I want to make a
Peel it
YouTube
off
play
the
button
pad.
of felt
Come on,
now.
Get up off there, you lazy. And then let's try to just shove it into this little hoop.
I forgot you made the
Now,
block.
This is
Oh, that's
somehow
cool.
the trickiest
Yeah.
part of the entire
You made the
process.
YouTube block.
I was
Yeah.
definitely struggling here. Also, again,
Makes
we
Dimond
have
play button out of
placement
felt.
problems. Even though I thought I
should.
placed this in the perfect spot, I actually somehow left way too much space on the bottom. But whatever, I just trimmed off
That's
some
because your thing
excess
kept on moving,
wool,
dude.
and bam, it's finished. You may notice
It is cute,
that
though.
off
It looks like a
camera,
pillow.
I sneakily added a thick outline on the cupcake
The
liner.
the
but
outline
even
on
with
everything
that,
makes
the
it look a
cupcake
little better, but I
looks
feel
way
like the
too
background
high
ended up
in
being
the
redundant
circle.
because
I
of how
like
bright it is.
anyway. I do really
But that's
like
more
how
of a
clean
general
the edges
color thing.
are in the hoops,
Like, you
but
can
I
barely
think
tell that
next
there's a
time
gradient.
I don't like her
try
methods
somewhat of a
because you say
different
they're wrong,
solution
but I
for
do like how it
bringing
looks.
the
It looks
pieces
kinda
and
cute to me.
finishing them off.
Yeah.
Either way,
I like,
I mean, like,
I like
even
everything that
came out
Mariah
really,
makes.
really
Like,
cute.
everything
she
she
has a very
enjoyed
cute
this
art style.
Way more than
Art-
I thought I would.
style.
Like, even if she doesn't like her human squishies, her human squishies are very cute to me, and I don't know what she doesn't like about them.
I think that the face of failure is a little creepy, but
It's a little creepy, but, like, it's not face of failure worthy, you know?
well,
Bye.
it is one of her worst
Bye.
projects. Bye. Okay.
I got it for you. Oh, okay. So, closing thoughts?
After this video, I'm probably not watching this video again because it infuriates me.
Everyone, get yourself mad on purpose who watches this video.
I'm gonna do this just so that I can find some sort of argument points.
Makes
This
a
is-
part 2 on your channel.
Actually, I was thinking about doing something. You guys can let me know in the comments. Do you guys want to see my process of needle felting? I was thinking of making a duck for that one. Wow, I wonder why. So
Makes duck, makes Drake, makes crawdad. We got the trio, boys.
you asked me about making a crawdad, and I never really knew how to do it. But I do have a lot of red wool, so
What? How I draw crawdads, that's totally unrealistic. And you saw my emojis. And if you're on the Discord, you see the emojis.
Ayo.
Insert Discord. Oh, wow, in the description. But I just draw circles. I make very large claws, and then I make the eyes like that. And then I make the mouth kind of like a beak.
it's very much lobstery. Which a crawdad and a lobster, I believe, are related. Like, I
Yeah.
think that they're a related species, but I can't remember.
Yeah, but like, if you want more needle felting content or more content like this is more of the stuff you'd find on Dimond's channel.
Mine is usually less well edited though. But, okay, honestly, it happened. I'm kind of chill on my channel, so you know, if you're one of those people who like podcast, mine is podcast with my face, which isn't a good thing. But you know, if you want
pretty.
Anyway.
I cannot thank you enough for watching. Mariah, if you're watching this, hi!
I'm sorry for critiquing you, but I have a feeling that you did not do any research before doing that. But if you did, then I'm sorry. What's your thoughts?
Overall, I can't really say much because I don't know how to do it myself, but they looked pretty, so. But they're probably gonna fall apart within the next day, so.
Yeah.
Or whenever
honestly,
you
by the
made
time-
this.
By the time she uploads that, it's done.
Hopefully the embroidery hoop is helping keep it together, or at least the edges, right?
Yeah, it should. I'm not sure what you would have felt on felt, but whatever. Well, you can, but you could just make the felt while you're felting. She already did that. She made a background. That was another thing, but I'm not experienced with like wet felting or anything like that, and I think that that's what those are usually made out of. You know, at least she's pretty.
There's that. I like your hair. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really recommend you check out Dimond's channel. They do a whole bunch of cool things, and you totally should. If you look in the description of this video, you'll find things like links to all my social medias, which I'm going on way more often now because I have a phone. Click, 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 click.
Hey, yo, good job.
So I got my Wattpad, and most importantly, I got my Discord where you can hang out with other ducks and drakes in the Crawdad link, and it'd be very cool. There's also a link to my second channel where I go live and post mini videos and skits and things. And I'll also start uploading a very popular series for some reason, Walking to School Help Me, and that's coming back on my second channel. So if you want to watch that, you know, go ahead and subscribe. There's also a link to a Google form where you can recommend Wattpad Read Aloud. Thank you so much for watching. This, once again, is nowhere on an attack on Mariah. We're just critiquing. And we still very much love her. She is still in my top 3 favorite YouTubers at like #2. We're peak content.
She's pretty great.
So, you know how this goes. Do your best!